know that when you do a good thing to people who are doing you wrong, Paul said that it is like heaping a coal of fire upon their head. When somebody who doesn't like you come to eat your food or take your money, you should be able to say, let it destroy that person forever and ever. God has put an axe in your hand for you to chop down the trees that have been making too much noise. Elijah pronounced a curse on the land and said, Ahab, I want you to be aware that from this day forward, it's not business as usual. Power is going to change hand. You can put any scientist to make the land to be fertile, to make the rain to fall. It's not going to fall because I've tied up heaven and I've tied up earth. Your job is to tie up heaven and tie up earth against your enemies. I hope you're getting what I'm saying tonight.
Amen.
You are not going to hear this in church because pastors don't want to lose their paycheck, so they will not say this. That's why I'm so happy that I am in ministry. Our job is not just to bless people. The Lord said that we should pray for rulers. We should pray for the kings. A bad king, you should go and pray for a bad king to keep being bad and keep killing people. Long live the president. Are you serious? No, let his reign be short-lived. If he is bad, doing bad things.
Amen.
I hope you are getting it tonight.
Amen. Amen. Yep.
Put the curse at their money. Put the curse at their marriages. They destroy your marriage, so why should yours be standing? They destroy your children. Why should yours be having prosperity? They destroy your job. Why should they be on their job? That's Elijah is a classic example of how certain judgment, we are the ones to carry it out. God is waiting for you to pronounce the curse, the judgment, or the blessing, and then God will put a stamp of approval on it. Don't wait for God. Don't wait for God to settle the case at the end when Jesus comes back. I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting for my enemies to be. I'm not waiting to see my enemies flogged in the city of heaven. I want them flogged right here, right now.
That's right.
I do not want to see them flogged with their pants, with their trousers still on their buttocks. I want them to be flogged on their bare buttocks. Yep. People who have scammed you, took away your money, and you are like, okay, let them go. God will judge them. Are you serious? God will judge them? Why didn't David and Solomon allow God to judge the people who insulted them and didn't want them to sit on the throne? Why did they not do that? They went ahead and dealt with them quickly. Why didn't Samuel wait? Why didn't Elijah wait? Why didn't Moses wait? You guys are waiting until Jesus come back, or you die, you go to heaven, and then God will come put you with the bad people who afflicted you. And sometimes you die, and the bad people are still alive on the earth, doing bad things to your children. Are you serious? Oh no. A judge who knows the right thing to do and did the wrong thing in judgment against you and your children. Are you serious? You are not going to be sitting to be a judge. Do not wait. Thus says the Lord, vengeance is mine. Revenge is mine. I will. No. There are places for those kind of things, but there are also places for you to carry out God's judgment. God is waiting for you to say something, then he will do what you said. God is waiting for you to do something, then he will do what you are about to do. Yeah. Tell God. Let me tell you. There's a place where it is not prayer that will solve the problem. It is action. You begin to say the things, and things begin to happen.
Okay. Yes. Yep.
Today I got so angry at the weather. Sometimes this afternoon, got so angry. Why is it that it's been freezing cold and ice and all kind of thing? The lake are completely frozen, everything. I say, you know what? I'm going to do something. I'm going to walk around the city, at least my territory. And then I look at the sun. I say, you must come out right now. I need some real vitamin D. I'm not taking all this vitamin D every day. I need you to come out. I need to enjoy some sunshine. 1 second after I said that, the sun came out. Brilliant, sweet.
Wow.
There are certain things that will not happen until you make it happen. God is waiting for you to say something then. But okay, let me give you an example. Are you aware that the reason for the implantation of demons in the earth is for them, and fallen angels is for them to listen to the bad thing you are saying against yourself? When you say bad thing against yourself, they run immediately and start enforcing it against you. And that is why if you are a prince and a princess of the Most High God, you never say bad things against yourself. Doesn't matter how bad the letter you receive or what somebody is doing against you, you laugh, you dance, you make them mad by dancing and laughing and being happy. I'm not going to talk about it. I have it under control. My God has given me victory. And it begins to happen immediately. If I am not given that job, nobody's going to be given that job except me. According to my word, I must have that job.
Oh, yeah. Woo-hoo.
I shut down a liquor store. Why? They disappointed. They did something against my visitors. Disappointed some people that came to visit me, went in to go and buy something to get some electrolyte during summer. The way they were treating everybody in that store, when I came out, I looked up to the sun and I said, as long as, I didn't even say as long as God lives. I said, as long as sun, you always come and go, I want that place shut down. 2 days later, that place was shut down for 3 years. Anybody who tried to do business around that area ran out of money. They become bankrupt and leave. That place was overgrown with weeds. I said, I love that I have this kind of power. I love it.
Wow.
I went through a Walmart. The workers were always complaining the way they were treated. I came out of that Walmart. I said, this Walmart must close down immediately. 2 weeks later, they ran out of business. They closed it down.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
God is waiting for you to speak one violent word out of anger against somebody that has done you wrong and is on. And you know what happened? The word you speak is no longer a word. It becomes a thing. It becomes a devilish, ugly thing that comes out of your mouth and fasten itself on that person's money, on that person's marriage, on that person's body. That person becomes sick and they cannot tell why the person is sick. If the marriage scattered, they cannot tell why. Their money collapsed, their business collapsed, everything collapsed. Because that's what they've done to you and your family.
Oh, yeah.
Why you say, hey, is that right? Why didn't Elijah allow Ahab and Jezebel to keep doing business as usual and deceiving everybody in Israel? Power must change hand. Come to Chicago. Come to Chicago. Power must change hand. We are going to pray to change things. Let me tell you, if I declare a prayer meeting for the United States of America, just one day prayer meeting for people to change government in Washington, D.C., and if I can have 50 people only shows up, the government will change hand the next day. That's what I've been told. If you want the government of your state, if you want the police department, the military, the different thing, the universities, the health department, the president of your country, if they are not doing right, and if you can gather a few people and you call me to attend, to hold up a meeting with you guys over the phone, no matter what country you are, if you can gather some few people with me over the phone or over whatever means we can gather, or I come to your country, is on.
God bless you. God bless you.
It will be on. I was watching TV for a few minutes today, and I saw the trash in Mumbai, India. The trash in the city. I was so angry. The slums. And you have a government there, and you have the best brains. I say, I am waiting for the people of India to call me, and the rest will be history. Many of you, let me go further to say this. Many of you, you don't know how to get rid of a wicked husband that you don't like. Don't say anything. Behind the scene, call me. And what happened to Abigail's husband will happen to that person if they do not want to leave you.
What happened to it?
The husband of Abigail.
Wow.
If somebody is attacking you, it's very easy for me to make those people to be a mental problem and end up in the neuropsychiatric ward the rest of their lives. I'm serious. I'm saying it publicly and I mean it. God did it to Saul. Saul became a mental case. The Holy Ghost left him. The evil ghost from God came into him. Go and read the Bible. Those are the things that goes with my kind of office. So that's why I can say those things. And look at Nebuchadnezzar. He was warned. He was warned. Nebuchadnezzar will not listen. He became a mad person. Don't let people to keep sitting and enjoying. Stop them from stop. They made you not to have food. They make you not to have food. They make your family suffer. They too, they are going to suffer 7 times what they did to you.
When should I call you then? No?
We'll schedule those things in. We want to stop here for today. And let me tell you what happened. When Elijah made that decree, that dogmatic pronouncement was made, life became hard in Israel. There was no food. There was no rain. The river began to dry up. Animals began to die. And you're aware that the king now the king took serious what Elijah said. Crops died. There was no food for years. Elijah said, only I can reverse what I have done. I hope you are listening. Elijah said, according to my word, except by my word, only I can make dew and rain. Only I can make food supply to come back to this country. The economy is going to crumble. What you've been using to manipulate people, which is food and money, is going to crumble. According to my word, if I don't reverse it, nobody will reverse it. If you like to go and pray to God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, why didn't you go first before you were doing all this mess? Even if you go to him, it will not be reversed. Because when people have gone about doing bad things, they think they can go to God manipulate God, or go to pastor to pay them money to fast for them. When I make a dogmatic pronouncement for judgment or for blessing, no human being on earth, there is no fallen angel, there is no demon in earth or in hell that can reverse what I have pronounced. Nobody. You try to pronounce it, just wait and see the henny and the blue ball that will fall on you. You remember the curse that was put on is it Jericho? You try to rebuild the city. It's gonna be with the blood of your child, one of your first son, I think so. There are curses that has been put in some places. There are some people who have curses with them that has not yet been removed. You go and start associating with people that you don't even know what curses they are carrying. You go and marry people with big, strong, fat curses, demon, diabolical things. Because they did some wicked things. And somebody got violent and made a pronouncement. And there's no way you can reverse it. Unless God told the person who put it first to reverse it. And that's what Elijah was saying to Ahab. You cannot. If you like, send your prophets. Send the prophets of Baal. They are all over. They are your workers. They cannot reverse what I've said. People of God, let me tell you, there's a difference between magic and miracle. If it is coming from if it is coming from the glory, if it is a blessing, nobody can stop it. If it is the curse, nobody can stop it. You saw? And God is waiting for you to begin to operate in this kind of lifestyle. Don't allow people to frighten you by their size or by their money or by their fame or by their power. Don't allow them to do that. You have the right to put an end to whatever they are at any given time. There are certain nations that I'm targeting. The Congo is one of them. Certain nations I'm targeting. Certain political parties that I want to destroy forever. Certain businesses that I want to run out of business forever. They will never come together. Anybody that tried to come together to start that business again will, that's it.
Amen.
Go and read how Paul operated. Paul was trying to preach the gospel. Somebody else from the occult world was trying to stop Paul from preaching the gospel and trying to make the man that Paul was preaching to not to hear the gospel. Paul said, you know what? From now on, you're going to be blind. And the man became blind instantly. Go and tell me, why couldn't Paul be so nice and tell him to just get out and all of that? Why couldn't Peter say to Ananias and Sapphira, after all, the land was yours, the money was yours. Even if you're lying to us, there's no problem. You can give the church whatever you want to give. There's no problem. You must be political. You must be nice. He told them, you are lying to the Holy Ghost. And you're going to go. And they dropped and died. If it is in today's church, do you think Peter will be an apostle? No. Paul will be an apostle? No. Paul will even face Peter and told him, Peter, right from when you came to Jesus, you've always been a hypocrite, a coward, a useless, hopeless, jabajantis roundabout. You've always been the worst person I've ever seen. When you go to Gentiles, you behave like a Gentile. When you see Jews, you run away from Gentiles and treat them like lepers. When are you going to stop being evil? Jesus called you a devil. You've never stopped being between a witch and a saint. What's wrong with you? When are you going to stop? If you want to follow Jesus, be. If you want to be a medium, be. What's wrong with you, Peter? And Peter couldn't say a word. He was full of shame and he walked away. Why couldn't Paul say, hey, no, he is before me. He is the one that Jesus said, watch over my sheep. I'm not going to talk like that with him. You know, seniority, you know. Paul said in Galatians, in Philippians, in Colossians, he said, whatever they are, whether they've seen Jesus, whether the apostle, doesn't mean anything to me. That's what Paul said. The gospel I'm preaching was given to me by revelation. I did not sit under Peter or under Andrew or anybody to learn it. When are you going to begin to make the pronouncement for this year? Have you yet written the pronouncement you want to make? I'm going to give you an assignment tonight. I want you to write out the pronouncement you want to make. Mary, remind me to do 2 videos. One is to encourage people to send in their covenant lists. That's number 1. And I know you're watching, sweetheart. Number 2, I want you to please remind me to make a video, a broadcast, and put it out there for people to write out the pronouncement for a curse or a blessing or on anybody, on anything. How you want it, that's how it's going to be. Are you aware that what Elijah did was what Jesus was asking you to do? In Matthew, in Matthew 17, 20 to 21, Mark 11, 22 to 24. If you will speak to the mountain, it did not say, go and find an angel to speak to the mountain for you. Call me Jesus to do it for you. Call God the Father of the Holy Spirit. He said, if you will. He didn't say, if you call me to do it for you. Why is this place feeling like there are a bunch of people sitting outside listening to what I'm saying? Since I have been ministering this evening, it's like I have a bunch of people sitting in the living room or people standing all over here listening to me, paying attention. It's so strange. This is so strange. This is freaking me out. It's like I'm talking to a large crowd of people. God, what is happening? So we are bringing it to an end here. Please remember to send your first fruits. Remind me, Mary, for us to emphasize first fruit on a broadcast. Please remember to send in your first fruit for the year for us to begin the big blessing for you. We need to start with the first fruits of the year. Whatever money God has put into your hand, send a seed, a good seed for our first fruits. Some people emphasize the whole paycheck. I don't. I mean, there are people, if God has given so much money, you can do that. There are people who do that. But for me, I always want my partners to make sure there is enough food in that house, enough food in the pantry for reserve, money for gas in the car, enough food on the table that will last for, I think, 2-3 months. I always want food to be bought ahead of time. A little savings, some money for investment put aside. We need your first fruit to start praying over them. Please, do not go to borrow money to send to me. Do not give me what will put you in a situation of predicament. Please do not do it. I'm begging you. Because I know that there are preachers and pastors and prophets and apostles who don't care whether you have it. I want to make sure that you pay your rent, your light bill, your internet, your phone, the things that are important for you to survive. Pay them. Pay them off. Your car payment should be done. Your mortgage must be done. Make sure you are not late on any of those things. If you cannot send in your first fruit in the month of January, we give you till March. Begin to put together money for your first fruit. We will do some serious teaching on the first fruits. Because that's what we use. Yeah, that's what we use to pour it out for this year. Together, please, please, please. There are 3 things you should send to me. Your first fruits. 2 is your pronouncement. What decrees or dogmatic pronouncement you want to pronounce concerning anything? I want my car to arrive this year. I want my house to arrive this year. I want my marriage. I mean, put it, make a pronouncement in writing. Don't just say it, write it out. If you cannot write it out, say it into an audio and send me that file. Send it to Idika Imeri 2000 at gmail.com. I need an audio file. Mary, remind me about this. Anna, remind me about this. How people should send me their pronouncement. If you don't want to type it, or you do not want to write it out with your handwriting and send it to me, or email it to me, send it to the P.O. Box 2491, Wichita, Kansas State 67201, USA. Or you send it as an audio file or a video file. You send it to Idika Imeri 2000 at gmail.com. I need to have all these things to start my work for you. This year, I told you, is not a common year. It's a year of drama. It's a year of drama. And that drama has already started in heaven. Heaven is being shaken and earth is being shaken. All right, we want to bring it to an end here. Tomorrow we are meeting again. We'll be meeting every day at the same time till Sunday. This is interesting. I love it. I'm loving it. Like children love McDonald's and ice cream and balloons. You know that some of the programs we've done the last 2 days, I was sitting down and watching, and suddenly out of my mouth, I heard my spirit goes, who is this boy? You know, I'm talking to myself. I say, whoa, because I'm hearing revelation tear coming out of my mouth. I said, when did all this come from? Because when they finish ministering through me, I sit back to go and watch myself, and they look like brand new to me. Like, when did these things happen? It's because of the connection I have with them. See, I'm not trying to say things in case I said something against your religion or your church. I'm not trying to say because I hate you, hate your religion, or trying to discredit you. I'm just being a historian. I'm a combination of the intellect and the supernatural. So I want you to be clear about that. There's nothing about race. There's nothing about being critical. No, I'm just being fair. If you want to, you can also pick me apart. I don't care. And talk about what you don't like about me. No problem. Doesn't matter to me. If what people say, if what people write, get under your skin, then you are a fool. All right, we bring it to an end here. And God bless you. And God keep you. Amen.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Amen.
Remember that tomorrow God is going to turn you into a queen, a king, a prince, and a princess. And if I were you, let me tell you something. If I were you, I would do what Napoleon did. Napoleon Bonaparte did not wait, or France did not wait for the church to make him an emperor. He forced them to come and watch as he make himself into one. All the great kings, all the great rulers, their families all make themselves into one, and the rest of the earth followed. If I were you, I would do something strange. Even if it means that you go to a dollar tree, or you go to where they sell children's stuff, even you find all these funny looking crowns. Buy one, those $1 crown that kids, especially the girls. There was a girl that I sent money to the mother to buy her a crown, buy her a new dress, a bicycle, cake, and balloon and chocolate. Do you know that they were doing that girl's birthday for like 7 days nonstop? Every morning, the girl will tell the mother to come and bring the ice cream, the cake out, the ice cream out, the chocolate, the balloon, light the candle. The mother was doing that for 7 days. And the girl will wear her crown and go to school. And the teacher will say, will you bring out that crown? The girl turned around and told the teacher, let me tell you, Bishop Idika Imeri said that I was born to be a princess, and I begin now. She wore her crown to school for 7 days. But why I'm asking you to find that kind of thing, even if it's not real, keep it somewhere in your bedroom where you are making a pronouncement. Devil, I am a princess. See, what you begin to say about yourself is what you begin to have. It's what you begin to become. You've not been telling yourself that you love you. You've not been telling yourself you're a princess. You've not been telling yourself the great things about yourself. They are waiting to hear what you are saying about you. You've not said anything yet. Rene, Rene, you know where you can find those kind of things, and Geneva too. Geneva, are you on the line? Okay. So two of you knows where to find those kind of things. If you find a crown that is very nice, bring it. I want to keep one in my office to remind myself. I don't think that I have such a thing anymore. I used to have one. So find it. Let it be very cheap. I mean, they are cheap. If you find it anywhere, send it to me. You are making a pronouncement. Make sure you keep one in your bedroom somewhere. Your daughters, if you have children, your kids can play with it, can put it on their head. Yes, let them begin to. But afterward, I always put it somewhere.
Burger King, you can get a crown from Burger King.
There you go. You can get a crown. If they ask you what you want to tell them is for your kid, even if you don't have a kid. Of course, you are Jesus's kid anyway.
Pretty.
Yeah, you're pretty. You're a kid. You are Jesus's kid. You are Jesus' big baby. Have it. Keep it. Let it be a symbol. The beginning of this, you're gonna see a lot of changes, because we prophet, we do a lot of stupid things. God will tell us to tell you to do something stupid, and that opens all the door. Walk around Jericho on the 7th day, blow the trumpet, and there will be an earthquake. Use your shepherd rod, hit the water, and it will part into two. That doesn't make no sense. Take the 5 loaves and 2 fishes and give to Jesus, and it will feed 5,000 people. Doesn't make no sense. But it happened. It happened. It's on. Bishop Idika Imeri wishing you a very wonderful night. Good night. Thank you, Florence. Thank you, Florence, for coming to read for us tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Good night. Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Matthias, you have to call me after this.
Okay, I need your number because I have a new phone. I don't have your number.
My number?
Yes, because my other phone had broke.
316 665
665
4400.
4400. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.